Hey boo, hey, how you be? Come on in and talk with me. Bring a friend or bring three. Like the video, for you it's free. Drop a crown and where you from. The queen is here. Let's start the show. Where we gonna end? Nobody know. Now here we go. Here we go. Let's start the show. Ow. Welcome, confessors. Come on in. Press that thumbs up, drop a crown, and speak if you're not a hater or a lurker. We are nothing but good vibes and good times up in here. We accept all opinions and points of views respectfully. Let's get it cracking. Hey boo, hey, what's going on? Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, however you celebrate this day, but the day is over. But before we get into bed and get tucked in and do what we do the best, we got to get through this recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville real quick, y'all. Now, y'all know I don't want to stay on here long because you know I got a date with TJ Lavin tonight. It is the challenge, so we will not be here long. Hopefully, we got Marcella in the building, and I asked her to come through and drop some gems that's been going on. But first, let me introduce you to my main squeeze, my baby, the one and only the receipt queen, Miss Dina, aka Christina. What's up, boo? Hey, boo, hey.
Hey, boo, hey. I'm already up to the main squeeze level. I'm like,
You all the way up.
all the way up.
How was your day?
Oh, we had a good day today. I had a job fair, the Worklahoma job fair today. So that was real nice. We had a real good turnout and everything, and we'll be doing it again in March. So I'm excited about that.
Okay. That's what's up. My day was boring and slow, but I was by myself, which I like. Freddie called in, which pissed me off, but I'm not going to say nothing. But we're going to get through it. Okay, let's get through this crazy episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. The girls have their last night for their girls' trip, and they're dressed in white, should have been black, and things just go awry. They get home and they go home and tell their significant others everything that happened on the trip, and they tell them what happened when all the boys got together. Then we see the session. Child. And then we see the thing that everyone has been waiting for, the sit down between Ken, Trisha, and Marquez. So let's get into those things. What's up, Phillips family? Hey, boo. Hey, how you doing? Okay, so first things first. So the girls got all dressed in white.
Here.
Say what?
It said Marcella says she here.
Oh, she said she here. She was saying that at like 15 minutes ago, but I think she was just letting me know that she see my message because I didn't DM her, but I said it on the comment. But you know, we're gonna get through a little bit of this anyway, and she gonna come drop a little bit on us so we can see what's going on, because when I'm not able to keep up on what's going on in real time with all the news that's going on that we're going to see on the next season of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Marcella is deep in it and all up with it, and she drops it the best because she be knowing something.
Oh, thank you, Phillips family.
You know, she always be having them nails now. She always be having them nails. Homegirl be going.
You know, somebody told me the other day, I went to go shake hands with them. It was an older Caucasian gentleman. And he was like, oh, you got those Freddy Krueger nails. And I was just like,
you know what?
But actually, I got them this color.
They're pretty in pink, baby. They pretty in pink.
I got them this for breast cancer awareness last month. And I had a baby shower to go to, and I just want to announce, because I don't know, did I say it on Monday? But anyways, Samantha has arrived. So that's my third grandbaby. So I'm excited.
Woohoo! Congratulations. What's up, BB? Hey, y'all. Just somebody say hi. Hey, boo. Even though I don't watch this show anymore, it's still like all the videos. You know what? Let me say this about this, because I am struggling. Every single every congratulations. Every single week I come on here and more I am just like, why am I still doing this show? I'm tired of this show. I'm sick of the people on this show. I'm tired of all the drama on this show. Honestly, the bloggers have ruined this show. They have freaking ruined it. And I'm trying not to cuss, y'all. If y'all see me pausing, I'm trying not to cuss because my mom just had a talk with me today. She watched my Hey Boo Hey this morning, and she has some things to say about my sailor mouth. So I'm gonna try to keep that under wraps, Mom. Anyway.
Hi, Mom.
Mama
I'm not
Confessions
watching my
be
mouth.
tripping.
I'm just
No,
saying.
Mama
So
Confessions be tripping.
you
Yeah,
just
yep,
text
yep.
me.
So pretty soon she gonna be like, that Dina. Oh my god, I could just hear her now. Like,
Well,
yep.
I'm just saying. You just text me
Totally
what
out
you
of
want to
totally out.
say. Text me what you want to say, and I'll say it.
See, now when she hear that, she gonna get on you.
It's okay though, because your mama love me.
She do, and she do, and she do. But as I was saying, I feel played because when the show came back, I was under the impression that this was going to be part 2 of season whatever the hell we on. And I was gonna say the F word and I didn't, Mama. See, I said hell. And now I remember I said after this second part, I'm done. I'm not giving them my Wednesday nights no more, especially since I'm in the morning now. Do the stuff more in the morning. My mom is the same way, but I'm growing and won't be controlled. You know what? And she don't even be watching like that. That's why she's like, I was just scrolling and it popped up. Oh, so you don't naturally go to my stuff? But I gave her a little piece of my mind. I was like, well, at least like the video and comment while you're there, while you want to talk stuff. You know, shoot. Hey, Mom, let me stop before she called me and cuss me out.
Look, because y'all about to mess up my adoption paperwork. I'm trying to get adopted.
You know. But anyway, so I say all that to say is once this season goes on break, I don't know if I want to come back and do this and spend my Wednesday nights giving them a Wednesday nights. I don't want to anymore. I don't know how we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out, but I'm tired of them. I'm tired of them. So anyway, and I'm tired of Mel. So she starts off the BS right away. When they sitting down, everyone's happy. There's no assigned seats. Everything's nice and lovely. Everything's cool, chilling. And then all of a sudden she wants them to switch. But it was cute. I felt for a second because she didn't want Destiny and Sunny sitting next to each other. Now, here's my question. Now, Dina, I don't know if you remember when you watched or if they even show that. Did they show who sat down first?
Oh, no. Let me go back.
Because it makes no sense to the person who sat down next to the other person when the other person was already sitting down. Like, if that's the case, I feel like that was just staged for no reason, honestly. Because why would they sit next to each other in the first place?
I'm gonna look and see.
I would immediately been like, change course. Like, I don't understand how they ended up sitting next to each other. And you would think even the other girls, whoever sat down, would be like, oh, let me sit here because I know they ain't gonna sit next to each other. You know, I just didn't understand that. Whoever sat down second, why did you do that? Even though it wasn't a big deal. I just want to know why. It's inquiring mind want to know. Like, why would you even do that in the first place? But it was cool. So they did switch. Sunny and switch. Lauren switch, and it was all good. But it was just real funky to me. Do a show, or have you got there yet?
I'm looking, and it seemed like the first scene, unless I missed it from like the end of last week, the first scene opens up with the fire guy. They're doing the whole fire eating guy. or
I
whatever.
just wanted to see if it showed when they sat down next to each other. But they must have.
It didn't, but then now as soon as the fire person was over, that's when you see Sunny and Destiny sitting next to each other. So she asked them to switch, but it don't show them walking in and sitting down.
I really have loved to have known who sat. That was just crazy. Well, whatever. To each their own.
But
When
I
they
would
was
assume from the way that they were sitting that Destiny sat down first because Sunny is on the
on the
end.
end.
And so it wouldn't seem like you would come in and there would be an empty seat there and you would sit down. Maybe Sunny was late get into the thing and that was the only seat left.
But even then, I would eat, and I know Destiny would. She would be like, "Hey, can you come? Can I switch? Can you? Because you know who about to sit here when
Well,
she."
that's why I said maybe Sunny was late and they were like, everybody sit down. And then,
It was just weird, just
yeah.
weird. But anyway, when they was all kissing Mel's ass, Destiny wasn't, and Mel asked and brung up, looking at her like, Destiny, you don't agree? And that's when Destiny started telling how she felt. And she brung up how Nail ass brung up the children, asking Sunny about children right in front of her. So for me, I felt that Nell should have known better, even though that was the topic or what have you. You know better than to ask that question. What's going
kind
on.
of play devil's advocate here because if we're all in a group, right, and when she said, "Do you have kids?" She don't know her. Now she didn't know that she was gonna say, "Oh, we're going through our IVF," and that's a sensitive topic because her and Moses, Destiny and Moses had talked about having kids together. I think Nell's expected response was, "Oh, I have a 12-year-old. I have a 10-year-old. I have a 5-year-old. Or I have two girls and a boy. I have a boy and one girl." I think
Okay,
that
I can
was
get that.
the response Neil was expecting. Not, no, I don't have any kids and we're on our second round of IVF and it's difficult and the waterworks and stuff come out. I don't think that was the response she was expecting. So then it kind of was like, damn, bitch, I just, you could have just said, she could have said no. Also, just,
True.
Sonny could have said no.
And even on her end, yeah.
Because they already talked about it in the bus on the way to the resort.
And they've already had a one-on-one last season. Like, you didn't find out anything about her in between that time now.
Right.
Nell just been a little on the offside a couple of these last few episodes. So, I don't know what Nell's intentions is. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What else happened? So I don't portray. Okay, Mel calling out Sunny face. That for me. I was like, okay, Mel, you actually holding her accountable, even though it's in Destiny's favor. And that is the reason why it still gives me hope that I feel like Destiny just trying to play big boss like she don't really love Destiny. I think she really do.
I mean, they have a lot of history.
Yes, I feel like this. I feel because of the big wave she has made against Destiny, it would make her look a certain type of way to the millimeters, because she admitted, and I don't know if she was lying or not when she said it, but she was like, I'm scared of the millimeters kind of type of way. Like, I don't, So I'm wondering if she, catering to them at that point, is that why she's still carrying on like she is about Destiny, as why some may feel that's why she's carrying on this whole situation still with Martell when y'all been divorced for almost a decade now. I know they haven't, but
like in TV time.
For real. TV time, it is a decade. For real. For real. Like in dog years. In TV years, yes, that's a decade. It really,
I'm
really
I'm still here. I gotta change my shirt. It's hot up in here.
is. Okay, so another part was when Sonny had the nerve to want to talk and bring up some shit. Oh, sorry. Bring up some
Talking about
stuff.
there's some
And
betrayal. There's not
I'm
the
gonna get
betrayal.
I'm gonna get a cuss jar or something. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get a cuss jar. But when she wants to bring up portrayal, and that's like it's funny you say that, and that's how that whole thing started. Now here's what I feel. After this trip, I don't feel it needs to be talked about anymore. And after this trip, I feel going forward with this storyline is beating a dead horse.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that Destiny cannot let this be her storyline coming next season, and she can't let this be her storyline for this entire season. Actually, either. And I'm really wondering how many episodes this season is going to be, considering the fact that nobody likes each other and nobody really checking for Carlos no more. Everyone is leaving. Well, not everyone, but Stormy's, left, and all that good stuff. I hope they do not replace her with Shanita. I will abort mission, and I
Oh
really won't
Jesus,
do this.
hopefully not.
I really will not review this
I'm
show
tired of
anymore.
these fake ass
He comes
doctors
back,
taking
there
over
is
my
no
screen.
way.
You hear me? I'm tired of these fake ass doctors taking over my screen.
That's what I'm saying. Like how many? 1 pack, 2 pack, 3 pack, 4. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. It's getting old. Like how many
They
of y'all?
giving they just as much a doctor as Dr. Seuss.
Yes. But I love how Destiny shut her ass down.
Right.
Shut her down when she was trying to interrupt when her and Sonny was having the conversation in the first place. Like again, Jocelyn, why are you here?
Right.
Really?
Because this ain't your battle.
This has nothing to do with you. And I don't understand why she needed to even say that one thing. She probably was going to say a lot more, but Destiny shut her all the way down. She was like, basically, shut up. This has nothing to do with you. I understand you see from an outside, but this ain't got nothing to do with you, boo-boo. This really don't. And I'm glad that she did shut her down. And I'm glad that at least she didn't continue to go forward. But half of you guys shut down. Act accordingly. Read the room. This was not about you. I really feel she used this whole entire trip to try to get on this show. But now I don't, in real time now with what's going on, I don't think she wanted no more.
She don't want that
Anyway,
smoke.
so at the end of that all, no apology was received. Destiny was like, I don't receive it because, you seem intentional sometimes and then you don't another time and you do be flip-flopping. And I feel the same way. She do be flip-flopping. Do you feel she flip-flops on her apology?
Who?
Sunny. Because she'll be genuine.
Oh, yeah.
She's
for
genuine
sure.
with it. And then all of
Because
a sudden, she got rah, rah, rah. Like, okay, it is what it is. I got the ring.
I feel like here's my whole take on the apology needs to be as loud as the disrespect. When you pull Destiny to the side, you kind of half-ass acknowledge y'all's relationship. With I really think it's not about Moses. It's about the fact that you're not acknowledging that we had a sisterhood, a sister friendship, sister cousin, something going on.
Yep.
Prior to you being with this man, and the fact that you don't want to acknowledge that we were friends, that we hung out outside of the producer talent umbrella, so that you don't look bad for being with this man, that is what I believe is most hurtful, because niggas is niggas, okay? And but I think that part is, I mean, everything hurts, but I think that part is the most hurtful. That so you, when you talk to her, you was half-assed acknowledging her that y'all had something, a relationship, friendship. But then when you got in front of everybody else, you were just like, okay, I apologize and I'll apologize again. But what she needed to say was, I'm sorry, the fact that I hurt you. And even if I'm sorry, even if you said I'm sorry, you felt like our relationship was more than it was, and I never intended to hurt you, something along that lines. And don't quote me on them words because I ain't worked it all out, but something to that effect of, I never meant for this to hurt you,
Yes.
which she should have found out about it, not online, not in the blogs, or when she got notification that y'all was gonna be taping. Me personally, hey, if I'm like, you know what, we need to have a sit down with this person off camera so they're not ambushed by everybody else. So I could have been like, yeah, they exchanged phone numbers. She hit me up and she's like, hey girl, I ran into Moses at the whoop de woo. I know y'all used today. Is it all the way over? He's acting kind of interested in me. I'm kind of interested in him, whatever. I don't know, girl. That's old news. You can have my trash, girl. Whatever. Okay, so we going to the club on Saturday or whatever, and kept it moving. So when you got in front of the camera, you could be like, "I've been known," versus they showing up at the Valentine's Day event.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You could have been woman enough to say something to her, even if you ain't a friend. You know, it's not called friend code, it's called girl code. That was another woman who you trying to sleep with, her, take whatever, her ex dealing with, and you see that he's sitting up here telling you and her some stuff, and you don't even know the truth. So wouldn't you want to reach out to her if you know he dealing with so many other girls? When you want to
Right.
reach out to
'Cause-
her to
And
at
you're
least
on
be
there
like, look.
bragging about it. Like it's okay. Like I understand, for example, if you get on like a little dating app, right? Let's say you got narrowed it down to your top 10. Then you talk to two or three on the phone. That ain't what it is. And then you go out on dates with five of them, say for a month or so or whatever. I understand the process of dating multiple people. However, if I'm talking to somebody and then I realize, oh, you used to date so and so, okay, that conversation need to be had. Or 9 times out of 10, I don't even want you. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like screwing behind my friends or whatever. And you cannot tell me, and I will say this again and again and again, that if Sonny was Destiny's producer, and that boy didn't want to tape, or she wasn't all the way legally divorced yet, whatever the case was, she didn't sat up there as much time as y'all spent together. She didn't got a phone call from this man. She didn't got a text message from this man. And I don't care, honestly, whether you dated him 6 minutes, 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years, or it was 60 years ago. Once somebody in my circle didn't hit it, I don't want it.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I mean, now if he a pass around, that's totally different. But I wouldn't be marrying him.
Right.
Because
Right.
if he that good community or whatever, be like, yeah, girl, that's Renady right there. Just go on to the movies with him and get your back blown out, and then move on to the next one. Like the
Yeah.
first pancake. Have you ever heard? I don't know if everybody watched like Sex in the City, or was it Sex in the City? The when before Carrie became Carrie and Big. But the first pancake rule is when you're dating someone and you go out, the next guy you get with, it's probably gonna be bad. It won't be the ideal conditions, but you gotta get back on the wagon.
Oh yeah.
And most of us that cook, the first pancake, the grease might not be hot, or the butter ain't did what it was supposed to be doing, and the first pancake get burnt or whatever. It's always a trial and error. So that could have been your first pancake and kept it moving, but you had to marry him. That's
Mm,
wild to me.
mm, mm. I really wonder what her love life was like before she got with him, because we knew he was locked up. I wonder what woes and situations and endeavors that she was dealing with. As a single woman, no children, she could have been living
And
her
she
best
making
life.
good money. She got some good money, and
Right.
then you
She's
got the
well
other
connected,
businesses.
knows in the industry. She could have been living her best life. I just
Well,
wonder
here's
what she
here's
was like before him.
Well, here's one thing we have to understand. A lot of times, we, as in general, in people, are very judgmental towards women, right? We've
Yes.
listed their education, we've listed, their accomplishments, they have a good job, they got a house, car, no kids. And we think, why would you be with somebody like that? At the same time, There are men out there, I have dealt with one or two in my day, that prey on women in those situations for a come up. They prey on women who may have some unhealed trauma, insecurities. The clock is ticking, and they know how to push them buttons to get their desired result.
Mm-hmm.
So while we bigging her up, it might not all have had to be with. I mean, let's take it out of context. Say Destiny was not even in the situation, right? Say it was a whirlwind romance. I mean, y'all meet and y'all going on trips and, going to the concert and y'all falling in love over the same type of music. And, he's a businessman and you're a businesswoman. Y'all got all these entrepreneurial ideas and everything is just in line because he know how to push buttons and he knows this woman is X amount of age. She's already financially secure. She'd be a great single parent. There are men out there to be like, I ain't got to worry about nothing. She got food on the table. And if I'm not there, she's still going to have food on the table, type of mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we all know he got some prison system mentality in him. That shit don't go away overnight unless you go to therapy or pastor talk to somebody or whatever. So you have these men more often than not to see an opportunity to come up, to be taken care of, to provide the bare minimum, because he don't have to come in and be like, I'm gonna pay all your bills, because she already paying all her bills. He don't
Right.
have to come in and build her up to get her a career or connect her with nobody, because she already got that. So what she needs is the bare minimum that a man can provide: attention, sex, eye candy, all, because men that target women, I'm not saying like two people can't fall in love. I said men who target women, boom, they do that for a reason. Just like some allegedly him and Destiny broke up because she was always filming. She always had a project. She was out trying to get money. She didn't have time for him. Versus Sonny, who is, oh, I got a man interested in me. I'm gonna make all the time for him in the world. But
And
he
that's what he
knew that.
wanted. That's
He
what he
knew
wanted.
that. I'm telling y'all don't understand how diabolical people can get when they want somebody. Like they'll study them, damn near internet or in true life stalk them, find all their favorites, this is that and the third, and they present themselves as being the perfect man or the perfect woman, and y'all like all the same things and da da da. And then after you then marry them or whatever, and then the mask comes off.
They
So,
can do anything and everything that they have to do. Yes, and then the
right,
mask come
to
off.
solidify their position. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get no broke chick that's gonna be accepting all your $25 jail costs for 16 minutes.
Hell no. Okay, let's move on. How do you
Right.
feel about Melody's poem?
I fast forwarded it.
And that's all I have to say about that. Next, Mel and her flowers to the beginning, to a new beginning, to a new beginning, to a new beginning, to a new beginning. And she was almost showing her got the
To
inside of her cheeks
it's
when
the
she was
need to
saying that.
be
She almost choked on her tongue. She
uh,
didn't believe not one
no, it
of those
needs to
new
be
beginnings.
a new attitude. I know the whole new beginnings could encompass that, but what I don't like is you got to learn how to read the room. Okay, first of all, and I'm talking about anybody and everybody, because a person can say one thing, but they facial expressions say another. Like I can't get away with shit. I'll be telling, yes, I'll be happy to do that. My face is like, if you don't get the away from me, you know what I'm saying. But I'm still gonna do it though. So I just feel like that table dinner or whatever, you could see when she was being sneaky and shady. You could see when she really just I'm just doing this for TV, because we all know she's done a complete
I mean, this whole
360.
entire thing, Mel is doing this for TV. I don't think
Because
Mel
nobody
loves
would
Mel
film for
Meat show
her.
more than
A
anybody
year,
anymore.
a
I
year
think she
or
don't know
two
what else to
ago,
do because it's what her millimeters feel she has to be here.
right?
And,
Because
they
remember,
want her to leave, but she don't want to because they're not going to stay there. Where they going to go? Mel Meat what?
right? Because you remember a year or two ago, nobody wanted to film with her, and we were sitting up here doing commentary on how she gonna be on the show, and nobody wants to film with her. Enter Nail, because Nail, her mama,
Enter
her new
everyone who don't
friends,
came
her
in.
renaming ceremony, she would film with Martell, so they, I mean not Martell, Marceau, so they could cuss each other out and disrespect both of their t-shirt businesses. Like nobody was filming with her.
No.
So
Period.
she had to do something, or it would be pointless for her to be on the show.
Exactly. Well, I'm just glad this stuff is over. And BB toasted. Yeah, I named her BB for big blonde bitch. The other B is silent. BB. Okay.
I'm gonna take. Let me pour me another
And
shot.
finally, the girls' trip is over.
That was
Almost.
like an 8-week trip.
But then they go home and tell their significant others about it. First, it was Trish telling Ken about everything.
I bet she didn't tell him about going to Martell house to work out.
Yeah, she was talking about how Sonny was comparing herself to her in Ken's situation and all that stuff. And it was really funny that Trish called BB a puppet, because that was dead on. And I feel that's what everybody, I don't know if anyone else is going to say it on screen, but that's what everyone is saying now. And I'm glad someone on screen at that time was able to say, look, this is her puppet. True deal facts. This is her puppet. And so, but not Trish putting Mel's name in the comparing of her and Mel and her situation with them and Marquez. And I'm like, oh hell no. Like, girl, do you want the millimeters to come for you?
Like, I was sitting there like, does she know something we don't know? But I mean, I think there was some. I think when Martell taped her at dinner, they might have still been legally married. I'm not 100% sure.
All I thought was this: her and Martell was pillow talking when her and Martell really got it on. My thought, just saying, because I was really gonna keep playing this whole charade of the whole Trisha Martell situation didn't happen. They bumped uglies. They need to admit it, and we need to get over it. And we'll probably find out at the end of next season,
or 2 or 3 years down the road. I don't know. But here's the thing: when you live in a small town, like I said before, when I moved back to Kansas, who y'all cool with females y'all not cool with dudes y'all didn't been with, because I don't want no drama. When you have a small African American population of a city, and everybody knows y'all on TV, at the time, maybe, who knew what was going on, and maybe she never thought she was going to be on the show. So, she just stuck that and was about to take it.
When you were asked to be on the show, you should have been like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to put myself out there?
Right.
It just doesn't make sense, because I feel, because the only thing that saves her is that from what it looks like initially when they were in Stormy's house and we seen them see each other for the first time, them as in Trish and Martell, Trish was all about like hi. She didn't go for the, oh, nice to meet you. She said like hi. And
like, I know you.
Yeah, and he was the one like, no. So it's like, that's the only reason why I can think that is not true from how she did it. But like Kimmy said in the confessional, you're making it look like it's not what it is, a big deal, by denying it, because then you went back and denied it. it's just stupid. And
And
Martell
I
just,
mean, I kind of get, you don't want these new people, not newbies because they OGs of the show. You just don't want new people forming ideas, but I would rather just come right out and say from the beginning, like, yeah, he
yeah,
invited me over to work out. We went through the workout plan and I left. You know what I'm saying? Versus people speculating and now you calling me a liar because I was like, oh, I never went to the house. Now I went to the house to work out. Oh, I never slept with him. Well, we made out. Then it's like, no, well, we did a little bit more. Like, where does it end? You know what I'm saying?
exactly. Like at some point it has to. Again, this is another dead horse we cannot beat.
Right.
We cannot. The fact that y'all is starting a whole new season, I could see if this was the second half of season 8 or whatever. But this is the beginning of a new season. Do you mean this is about to be the storyline through the whole season? This is between the break and then coming back to it
Because
even more?
I don't know how they started a new season and we didn't get no reunion.
I was just about to say that. That's why I'm like, this was not supposed to be a new season. This was just supposed. I don't understand how this happened like this. That's why we got jaded. I don't understand how. And I need, yeah, I just don't understand how that happened. It's not, yeah, the chickens are not clucking around here up in my head on that point. I really don't know. But 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 Ken, he stopped the Martell combo. He said he's getting annoyed with it now. Thank you, because we are too. We are too. Let's stop the charade. Let's get over that. So Kimmy tells Maurice the girls were messy, and she spoke on nail button in, and she says she likes Trisha more. And Maurice tells his side of the boys' story, and Martell said Trish wasn't bad enough for him back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Again, here we are on the tip of, oh, we didn't do nothing. Now, when he get around the boys again, he gonna act like they did. I just don't get the back and forth. That's what I am saying. But to say the girl wasn't bad enough, like that's a low blow. Don't be talking. Don't be downplaying a woman like that. Don't be downplaying a black woman like that, because you were in her DMs. You wanted her to come to your house to train you when you didn't have no gym. And then it came up that it was a couple of times, not just one, but a couple of times. Like a couple of times, like all times. She was ugly all time. She wasn't bad enough all time. I mean, she had to have been bad. I don't understand. It just don't make sense. Again, it don't make sense. But then Maurice insinuates there could be something about Ken that makes her pause. Now, that's a good thought, because he said, and you've been married. How does it go? You marry once and you break up, you divorce, whatever. Now you found someone else. Are you more cautious and everything going into it the second time? Most women can just be like, boom, 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 I'm ready to get married. That's why I'm divorcing you now, because I'm ready to walk down the aisle with him. Right. And that's usually how it is. And that's what Maurice was saying. So I understand what he's saying. Could there be something that makes her pause?
It could go. I think it could go either way. Like, for example, if a divorce ended very badly, like they've been separated all this time, and clearly he thought he was going to come back and swoop in and get his family back or whatever. So you may just not want to jump into something. It's like if you still got feelings for the other person, right? So there's that. But then it could be women typically check out emotionally long before they actually leave. But I think with men and women, where the 50-50 comes in, is that divorce is going to teach you a couple of things. It's going to teach you what you want and what you don't want before you make another commitment like that, especially if you got married young. Now, I've only been married once, and while sometimes I entertain the idea of getting married again, I do like my freedom of not letting somebody else have the key to my happiness, or I'm financially stable. I don't want to have to depend on somebody else if we get to live in a certain lifestyle and then one of us should lose our job or we get divorced or, whatever. So then you start thinking about those reasons and whatnot. And then on the other hand, you have what I call serial relationshipers, right?
Mhm.
Where, for example, my mama was married 3 times. My daddy was married 4 times. Or he's in his fourth marriage now. So they have to have that base and stability of a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I kind of feel like once a person gets divorced one time, it's either I don't ever want to do this shit again, or I like the stability and I need to jump right back into it again. You know. So
Yeah.
I think with Trish, because they wasn't divorced, she was kind of in her figuring it out period. But then when he came back and she realized he wasn't shit, and by the way they presented, I don't know Ken personally,
Right.
Ken is 100 times better of a man than Marquez could probably ever be. She realized that, you know what, I made the right decision separating for him. We need to go ahead and finalize these paperwork, and I need to give Ken his rightful seat at the table. Like, we just been pretending, but now I'm gonna go ahead and let him know his seat is solid, and it's, we can move forward. But it's 50-50, because some people will get married. Elizabeth Taylor, she was married like 8 or 9 times, and I think she married one guy twice.
Yeah.
Serial relationshiper.
That's how some people do. That is how some people do. So could you think it could be the case of the fact that I that Ken loves Trish more?
Oh, definitely. And I don't think in the scene, I don't think the crying was fake. I think in that moment he realized she got a man that he could never be.
No,
And-
not Ken loves Trish more than Marquez. I mean,
oh,
Ken loves Trish more than Trish loves Ken.
I don't really know, because I think Trish is guarded. So I
Very.
don't know if she's letting us see. Ken's made it clear, which is rare for a man to be in today's world, to be that direct about his intentions. It's
Mm-hmm.
usually all the woman's big, when you gonna marry me? When you gonna marry me? When you gonna marry me? But yeah, for him to be that intentional, I think
Mm-hmm.
he wears his emotions more. And I think for Trish, she's kind of guarded because she's already been heartbroken with Marquez. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure at some point in time, with them being uh high school sweethearts or whatever, there was a time where he might have had that air about him that Ken has, but it dissipated.
Facts. Okay, I accept that. So then it was time for Marceau and Trish and Tisha to talk, and Tisha calls BB the bodyguard because she called her the ops, and they were talking back and forth. And there was a couple times that I felt that Marceau like completely went on the opposite side of Destiny. And what I mean by that is when Tisha had mentioned, okay, let me just repeat what it said. Um, if she male friend, she wouldn't be here. Oh, this was funny. When she had mentioned BB, he was like, if she's male friend, she won't be here next year. And that's
Mhm.
so true. Unless she has to be, but actually, she would have to become part of the cast and have a picture
But,
on the
but
screen with her man first in order for that to happen. So
well,
she
that's
ain't in
that's
yet.
well,
She
no,
could become
because
there next week. Next.
Mel has labeled them her single friends, so she might not have to be. She could just be a friend of, because Destiny was single for a long time and still on the show because she couldn't talk about her divorce or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then really the Ken and whatever the girl Trisha, she married to somebody else in a relationship with somebody else, even though that relationship with the marriage is done. So they making all new kind of rules, and it's overcomplicated.
It really is. But I like I said, if she is here next season, I really, really, really am not even talking about the show on Hey Boo Hey. I'm not doing it. Um when she said that Destiny brung up the joke about Martell could possibly be the child. Here we go again. Why do we keep bringing up old stuff? We are now recycling storylines. Is it getting that bad that we're recycling stuff to talk about? I just don't understand that. And so when Marcel tells his side of the story about the boys talking, that's when it comes out that Martell has been in her DMs a couple of times, and Tish like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, so you know Tish about to bring this up next episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know he about to bring it up next episode. But Marcel took up for Mel. And I don't know how Trish felt about it, but Marcel took up for Mel when Tisha told him about the fact that Destiny brung up that she teached Ariane how to cheat respectfully. But in hindsight, could that be because Marcel may have had those myself just playing, you my boy, I still gotta play with you, But you know what I'm saying? It could have been like you don't make yourself look good when you do that. But again, that's how Marcel likes to do also. He into that. So anyway, at the end of the episode, it was finally to sit down with Ken, Trish, and Marquez. And first Trish and Ken got there, and then shortly after Marquez got there, and Marquez didn't know where to start. He looked like a deer in the headlights. He didn't know what was going on. He brung the papers.
Can I say something about the papers?
Huh?
First of all, he said we just need to get these signed and notarized. This is what I don't like about the show. I know it was the dramatic effect about her asking the waiter for the pen and signing the papers, but that is null and void. When you get something signed and notarized, you have to give them the form without a signature on it. They have to look at your ID, and any good notary has a notarizing book, and they write down what the document is. They write down the date, and then you got to sign on their book, and then you sign the paper, and then they stamp it. So the fact that she signed that paper right then and there, I hope there is an additional copy with no signature on it, because you cannot take an already signed paper to a notary and have them put their stamp on it. Because I've had lots of things notarized in my day, and the paper and the signature line has to be blank. And they inspect the document, and then they do the procedure like I said. And if anybody doesn't believe me, you can Google it, Chat GBT, AI, whatever the hell. When you go to a notary, whether it's your bank, UPS, whatever, the paper has to have no signature on it, and you sign in front of them. That's why it's notarized, that I saw you sign this paper in front of me.
That makes sense.
So I didn't like that.
Wow. Yeah. So that just takes a whole effect for me if that's the case. Why would they do that?
I don't know. When I was watching it, because as soon as I heard him say, "Okay, we got to get it signed and notarized," I thought she was going to take the paper and put it in her purse. Now, what you can do is,
so wait a minute though. But a lot of movies do that though. You just see them signing the papers, no notary. What? Look, I've never been divorced before, so I won't know how it really goes. But
okay, this is my law kicking in. There are things that you can sign that don't have to be notarized, right? Like somebody will, like I could type my will up, right? Go to the little law thing or whatever and enter my own stuff in and sign it and date it and put it in a folder and say, if something happens to me, my last will and testament is in my bottom drawer, blah blah blah, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But but I never filed it with the court. So in order to file it with the court, it has to be notarized, right? Now, he can, like, say he went to UPS and he signed and dated, notarized his, right? So that's the only time a document can have something on it. They already got their part signed and notarized. They're giving it to you to get your part signed and notarized. But she can't take already signed paper to a notary, because the whole point of getting something notarized is that when they put that stamp on there and they write it in their book, they are saying to the court or wherever you're going to file it, police, insurance company, whoever is getting the document, I'm stamping this because I saw that person sign in front of me.
Wow.
So
Damn.
movies is one thing. There are a lot of documents. They could be like, here, sign this and fold it and go, this is a promissory note. This is a this is a that. But as soon as you say this need to be signed and notarized so we can file it in the court, a notary has to watch you sign it. And if anybody doesn't believe me and you want to prove me wrong, right? Go to Google.
Well, after all of this, I believe, I don't know where I remember seeing it, but they still are not divorced to this day, to this moment.
Right, because that paper wasn't signed and notarized. It like
So again, what are we doing? And I have to go back to where, you know, it was said and put out there that this was all a ploy. They were all together in on this, and this was a whole entire thing. So that's why I'm like, I'm tired of getting off of my hard day work and getting on here to talk about these people and their fake stuff. Like, it's not worth my time anymore. My time is getting too valuable for this. If y'all can't come real, I'm not about to keep spending an hour talking about this stuff anymore. Like,
okay,
really,
so
it's just
Phillips
pointless.
family has
I'm
a
just gonna
good.
start talking stuff about the new what's ever going on in real time with gossip. So
Go to Phillips
family
family
said
comment
everyone has
because
a different reason for marriage or not. I think my main thing is no longer about love. There's always seemingly an ulterior motive in the man or woman for the marriage. That is true. It can't be true.
here's what I have to say about that. If you really look up the history of marriage, it's a business contract. Okay? If you go way back to the before Jesus, BC, people got married to increase their status. Families were broke, giving away their firstborn virgin daughter so that they could get land and wealth or whatnot. You still have countries. Sorry, I got an eyelash or something in my eye. You still have countries where it is required for a man's family or once I forget how the dowry work. I think the family has to pay a dowry to the man or something or whatever, or vice versa. I can't remember. But you still have your arranged marriages in some countries based on
Yeah, the
status.
dowry man has to pay the dowry to the woman's family.
Hold on. Hey Siri. Uh-huh. Who pays a dowry, the man or the woman's family?
Dowry is typically paid by the bride's family to the bride or to the wedded couple. This answer is from encyclopedia.com.
So it's the man paying the dowry to marry the woman to show that he is able to take care of the family or whatever.
Because like we're giving you to her, so now you have to give us something. Yeah,
right. So anyway, so my whole point being the legacy of marriage in general started off as a business arrangement. Somewhere over time it evolved where people wanted to start picking their own. That's why you hear about back in the day when it was in the main evolving point, people were running off and eloping because they wanted to marry who they loved, not who their family had arranged for them to get married to. So you have to look at it like that in some sense that
I hope so.
90% of the time people are marrying because, oh, I need benefits. This person is more financially stable. I can upgrade um my class of the type of environment of people that I'm hanging around, or putting me in a better environment or whatever. And men have now evolved into what we would call marrying up, because a lot of business women, I'm not saying that they're accepting the bare minimum, but it used to be a woman would marry up because she needed the financial stability, she needed the social class, she needed the financial help for the family, blah, 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 whatever. But women are out there making their own money now. So now you've got men who, I'm not saying they're broke or nothing, but their men are marrying up, or what most people say, out of their league, to provide them with financial security. They might be end up being the stay-at-home dad or whatever the case may be. So the class system is kind of jumbled, but originally it's a business arrangement. I mean, I don't know what the statistics are, but at some point in time, some people were saying like 80% of the people get married for in a business arrangement. Only 20% of the people are getting married for love.
I agree. Yep. So that was basically it for the show. It ended with them. And next week we see Nell, the demise of Nell no longer being Mel's friend. Because just like clockwork, it is now time for Nell to get off the Mel train. It's about her time. She has
Mm-hmm.
just about stayed her friendship timeline, and this is
Mm-hmm.
just about on cue. And cue.
Yeah, Mel be changing friends like she changed draws.
Yep. Drop some whatever she be doing. So yeah, we'll see that, and we'll see whatever is to become else of this stupid lie that's gonna keep going between Trish and Martell. Let's see who beats the gun and actually says, okay, we did it, we scrumped, we did it, yes, 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 and it was great. We loved them, we did it full time. You know what I'm saying? Like they're probably at the point where you didn't even do it once. How many times was it? Like, what is going on? And this seems to be around the time it was with Mel, and that was a questionable thing too at the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mel ain't checking for that. So she should have already known, I guess, also knowing going into this, like, girl, the millimeters are going to eat you alive when they find out that anything could have
Mm-hmm.
possibly went on between you and Martell when he was married to Mel. They ain't gonna play that. So we'll
Mm-mm.
just have to wait and see the demise of the rest of this season and all the storylines that they're going to continue
I
to
really
do.
think they act too casual around each other for it to have gotten that far, or maybe it was that long ago or whatever. But I mean, they weren't legally divorced until, like, what was it, 2021 or
Yeah, something
whatever.
like that. Yeah.
So
I
I
don't
mean,
know. It's just stupid. I don't know. So that could be one of the storylines that are fresh. Nothing is fresh. That's the point. That's the
it's
point. Like,
all old and
it's
stale.
old, and I'm not wasting my time on here anymore with it. So okay,
Well, maybe
you
we'll
let the
just
people
put a
know what
bunch
you
of
got
own
going on
shows
and where to
together.
find you, baby.
Okay, well, what I said was maybe we can find do a own collective. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever shows own got at the moment, we could do like 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, or whatever. That's a possibility. But I am covering the YSL trial daily. So we're at a point where we're nearing the end. Um, I think they're working out some of the charges that are going to be on the jury form. And then hopefully they'll start closing on Friday and Monday. So that portion of this particular trial is almost over. We still have another 12 defendants, which I believe 6 or 8 are scheduled to be tried together for the next part. So I'm
My
not sure when that's going to
goodness,
start.
this is too many.
Right.
You
Because,
can't
well,
even make the documentary all of this. There's not enough people in the world to play all the people.
I want to say originally it was like 27 or 28 defendants. A
Oh
lot
my
of which have played out. I'll have to get the correct number. It may have been more. But yeah,
That's
somewhere
a lot.
no, it might have been like a 40 something person indictment. I have to Google it.
Oh
But
my
those that either went to trial
Lord.
or fled out, it was down to 27 or 28. Anyways, so we still got some more to go on that. And then I know the preliminary hearings for Patrick Oliver, who was accused to have unalive takeoff. His preliminary is December 19th. So hopefully I can get into the circuit court for that online to cover that. And then of course we have Baddies Midwest and Jocelyn's Cabaret Texas on Monday night. So
Yes, boo, yes. And I will be back tomorrow morning at 11:30 for Hey Boo Hey in the mornings. And you can catch me Friday night where I have decided I'm going to start recapping the remainder of Yellowstone. Yes, honey, because I am in it, in it, in it, in it, in it, in it, in it. So, yes.
and I heard that somebody on Yellowstone might be getting a spinoff.
Yes, that would be John Dutton's daughter, Beth Dutton, her and her husband on the show, which is Rip Reeler. So Kelly Riley and Cole Hauser are expected to have a spinoff or are wanted to have a spinoff of their characters from Yellowstone. And if it goes, yes, I will definitely be watching it and recapping that because yes, they must. But other than that, we both still waiting for P Valley to come back. P Valley has just wrapped up. So we can expect that between I believe before the springtime. I believe maybe around February, March when we could probably expect that. And I'm waiting on a couple of other shows to come back. So now I'm upset because now I think I'm about to just go back and keep, I still have my StreamYard, so I think I'm going to just keep it. I'm so mad at myself.
Man, I saw this girl. I need to go in her comments and ask her what streaming service she uses because her background was like moving, and then like when she came in and out of the live, because sometimes she accidentally knocked herself out. It was like she was like swooshed in and swooshed out, and then when she put up her comments, they were like on the side of her. And I'm like, what service is this? Because it was so interactive. But I forgot her name right now. So, but I am gonna go back and find her and be like, hey girl, what streaming service do you use that does all of this great stuff?
Really, someone else told me about this other streaming service, and I know on a spot live, she was practicing on some other streaming services, but I don't know whatever became of them. I need to ask her too. But yeah. If there's anything cheaper than this, you know what I'm saying? If not, I'm not gonna bother with going through all that changing and everything.
Right. Yeah, that's too. I just want some of the special effects because
that would be
was
cool.
Really neat that
that's cool. But I can't pay no more than what I'm paying for this. This is just insane until I get monetized. You know what I'm saying? Which I need to freaking redo. But anyways, y'all, it is time for my date with TJ Lavin and the guys from College Challenge 40. So be prepared to hear me talk about who went home from the spoilers tomorrow for Hey Boo Hey. I will see y'all in the morning. And me and Dina, thank y'all for tuning in and listening and watching and giving your input. Thank you, Phyllis family, for joining us. You're always a treat. Now, of course, let me see if I can find it because I haven't been. It's been a long time since I told y'all how I feel. But thanks for watching, y'all, and we'll see y'all later. If you don't like this video, you a hoe. And your mama told me.